What we first want to talk about is what are the most important things you could change immediately. All of you, every single person, no matter what your dosha is, what are things that are going to be relevant for everyone across the board? Then we can start talking about your individual things, illnesses or issues. What happens if we were to turn off all electricity and you had no electricity for a week? And when the sun goes down, what would happen naturally to you in your body? Give me a show me. Yeah. Could you do that again for us, Marlena? Yeah, that's right. What's going to happen when the sun goes down? Yous go down. Just like if we had no artificial lights, no electricity, what would happen when the sun comes up in the morning and you didn't have those cool blackout curtains? We are little sun bodies. Our bodies naturally work with our circadian rhythms or biorhythms naturally work according to how the sun works. When the sun is high in the sky, you'll notice you're the most energized, you're the most hungry, because the sun up there, the fire in the sky represents is similar to the fire in your belly, your ability to digest. That's why you'll notice the sun goes down if you don't have artificial lighting, which just kind of makes things a little bit more challenging nowadays. So many benefits that come with electricity and artificial lighting, but if you don't have any of that, you're going to sleep. Anyone ever done any camping trips like that? And you're like, you used to go to bed at crazy hours, but the sun goes in, you're like, I'm going to hit the hay a little early today. Sun comes up, you're like, wow, I woke up early and I don't feel like dying. This is crazy, because your body actually works optimally that way. So the most important thing that we look at for balancing anyone, and I mean, this is what I'm about to say, so important. One of my teachers would not take any clients or patients unless they promised to go to bed before 10 a.m. Excuse me, 10 p.m. every night, 10 p.m. every night. Because if we don't have this most important thing set up for all of our body types, nothing else is going to work. And what is that? Our routine. We're going to move again. We're moving in broad strokes here, but the most simple way to think of it is when the sun goes down, yous goes down. When the sun comes up, yous comes up. To the extent that you can coordinate your sleeping with the rising and setting of the sun, you will 100% feel better. I mean, this is one thing that it's like, anyone here experience this? I could certainly say for myself, anyone here experience it, like when you actually rise, sleep with the setting, a little after the sun goes down, rise around the time the sun goes up, and you just feel substantially better, your health improves? Anyone here? So yeah, so some of you have already experienced that. What to speak of if we create some other aspects of regularity into our day? Sleeping, if you don't sleep right, nothing else is going to work anyway. Prioritize that. I'll still work with you guys, even if you don't promise to go to bed before 10 o'clock. But that's just to exemplify how important it is to get proper sleep. Also, while you're sleeping, the organs regenerate and purify. And so if you're not, typically between the hours of 10 and 2, it's just how nature works. Next session, a little less than 2 weeks, or next Ayurveda session, we're going to talk a little bit more about these specifics of biorhythms. But just in simple for now, just know that between the hours of 10 and 2, approximately, that's when most of your body is purifying. If you're awake during those hours, you are inhibiting your body's natural purification and detoxification. In other words, you are going to feel worse. Something to think about. Another thing is, you notice we're talking about things that you're going to have to do no matter what. And that's why it's going to be beneficial for all the humans listening here. Even if there's any non-humans listening, they might not understand what I'm saying. It might also be relevant for them. For instance, like you'll notice if you have a pet, your dog will do this automatically if you don't have artificial lights. And anyway, let's look at your eating and specifically your eating times. As the sun comes up, your appetite's going to start to raise. Sun's high in the sky, your appetite's going to be the strongest. Sun starts to go down in the sky, your appetite's also going to decrease. There's other things that can affect this. We're just talking in terms of general, and talking if you're living a natural life with minimal artificial things around you. When we're talking about Times to eat, this is going to vary a little bit for each and every one of you. There's not one particular time or three particular times for everybody to eat, but in general, no body type should really be eating less than 3 times a day, unless you are on a specific protocol. The exception might be if you have no pitta issues, some temporary kapha issues, then maybe we might want to look at eating less than 3 times a day. It's really rare. Some of you actually optimally will thrive with eating, 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5 meals every day, smaller portions like that. So there are some variables, sort of I'm about to say, but in general, one thing that is not going to vary is the eating times. Your body actually produces certain enzymes. Your body's very cool. True or false? You're intelligent. It does all these cool things. You don't even know what's happening. It just does it for you. All you got to do is not ruin the body. And even then it's fights. Like fights you like anything. It's your biggest, bestest friend, your body, trying to keep you healthy all the time, no matter what you do to it. By the way, if I ever take a sip, it's a wink, wink to make sure you're also hydrated yourself. Your body knows what time you eat, and it's going to indicate what, according to what the times that you're eating regularly, your body is going to get familiar with that. And it's going to indicate to your brain and your body, your stomach, your metabolism to start to turn on and when to turn off. Eating at the same time every day is so crucial for optimal digestion. Whether for your body type, you're eating 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For some of you, maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe there's an extra smaller meal in between those. But for the sake of discussion, I'm going to say no one here. There's no indication anyone here should be taking less than 3 meals. And I can talk in a second a little bit why that could be so detrimental if you're not. But if you're not eating at the same time every day, you're going to be confusing the body. The body actually sends particular enzymes to indicate when for your digestive system to actually turn on. If you are not feeding the body when it's hungry, the body, what happens when fire goes untamed? What happens with too much fire? Repeat after me. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Right? It's going burn. Specifically one organ called the liver, which has, everyone go like this, all five fires, all 5 pittas in the body situated in this liver. When the liver don't get what the liver want, hot diggity dog, you in trouble. Thank you, DK. You see that? The fire. If you're skipping meals and you're fasting, intermittent fasting, or just straight up skipping meals, your body is going to be very confused and it's going to suffer. And then what's going to happen next time you eat? It is going to store food. 90% of the clients I've worked with that are overweight aren't eating enough. Isn't that crazy? It's super counterintuitive, isn't it? Does it make sense theoretically why if you're not eating enough and you're skipping meals, your body will hold on to that and gain weight? Does that make sense even just theoretically? Give me a head bubble. Okay. You got to eat the same time every day. So if you're not eating steady times, there's going to be issues, without a doubt. Challenges are going to come up from that. If you can simply regulate your eating and your sleeping times, there's 100% chance you'll feel better. I just want you to take that in. If you can regulate your eating and your sleeping times, there's 100% chance you're going to feel better. Is that exciting for anyone else except for me? Yeah. So one other aspect that's going to be relevant for everyone that we're going to talk about is, what do you guys think? Any suggestions out there? Hydration. That's right. Thank you, Dan. Hydration is essential for how many body types? All body types. When we talk about actual proper hydration, there's 3 things that we're looking at: quantity, quality, and temperature. Quantity, quality, and temperature. Anyone here ever drink so much water and you just pan it out and you still don't feel hydrated? I'd be really surprised if anyone has never experienced that. Let's talk about quality of water first. Drink real water. It's just that simple. Drink real water, as real as physically possible. That means as little from the time it comes out of the ground into your belly, the better. It's just a matter of principle with all the things you put in your body. The less that happens to it from the time it comes from the earth, it comes into your body, the better it's going to be. The more the intelligence of the body is going to be able to perceive it and know what to do with it. Drink quality water. Get some spring water. If you guys, look up natural spring wells near you. I mean, maybe you can even go fill them up. Some of you live in places you can literally drive, fill up. I've many students who could do this, just fill it up with natural well water or spring water. Some of you can get it like here in Southern California, we get Mountain Valley just delivered right to our house, even in glass. Fancy. And there's all kind of options nowadays. You can get delivered, you get it from the store. But spring water, real water, as soon as you purify the water, you just stripped it of everything. You just stripped the water of its intelligence. So therefore, you're only going to be able to digest. You're not going to be able to digest the full amount of it, or absorb the full amount of it. Just like once you strip the water, like reverse osmosis, completely strip it of everything, and then remineralize it. Now you have like dead water with a bunch of minerals in it. Can even do more damage than good sometimes. It's actually not going to quench your thirst so much. So the main thing is quality. Get real water. Second thing in terms of quantity is take half of your body weight. Take your body weight, that number. Take half of that number. Drink that many ounces every day. This is pounds. If you're not in North America, if you're not in America, and you're like everywhere else in the world, and you're not weird like us, and just had to do everything different like we did in the U.S. I don't know with calculations there, but I think it's just 1-to-1 at that point. But if you're in the beautiful US of A, like I am, where we use weird measurements that we made up and don't make any sense in the world, take half of your body weight in pounds and drink that many ounces. That's how much you need to not be dehydrated. Let me just say that again. That's how much you need to not be dehydrated. Temperature. If I open, what temperature is it where you guys are? Where's the coldest place? Throw in the temperature in the group chat. All right, Carlos, where are you? Throw in the group chat what temperature it is approximately outside right now. Oh my God. Below -4. You are a powerful man, Carlos. So if Carlos were to open his windows, I don't encourage this, I'm not condoning it. There's a system of Carlos's house that would kick in. What is that called? The heating. Just like, let's see, where are you guys? Still a little chilly in some of those places. So here, I don't know, maybe it's 80 degrees or something like this, Southern California. So if I were to open up all my windows, there's a system of the house that would turn on. What is that called? The air conditioning. The home creates balance and regularity. It creates a homeostasis. And therefore, if it gets too hot, it cools it down. If it gets too cold, it heats it up. Your body does the same thing. If your body drinks cold liquid, like cold water, what is the body going to have to do with that liquid to digest it? Because what temperature does your water digest approximately in your body? Who knows? Throw it in the group chat. Approximately what temperatures your body actually absorb and digest water at? I'll give you a hint. Thank you, DA. Body temperature, 96.8. Your body temperature. Therefore, if you're drinking 30-degree water, actually, I don't think people really drink that. That's called ice. But if you're drinking cold water, your body's going to have to heat that up. In other words, you're creating more heat in the body. Similarly, if you're drinking warm water, your body's going to have to cool down to be able to digest it. Counterintuitive, but it actually makes perfect sense. Just like the way your home creates balance and homeostasis. Making sense? Give me a head bubble. So when it comes to temperature, drink your water at least body temperature, if not warmer. For most of you, specifically those of you with, actually, whatever your vikriti is, drink some some warmer water. Because when you drink warm, what does warmth do? If I put a heating pad on your body, what does it do? Everything relaxes, creates space, right? If I put cold on your body, everything constricts, right? We don't want that. We want everything to be relaxed through our digestive system, so all the toxins can be released and eliminated, etc. So if you can simply regulate your eating and your sleeping, which means try to be asleep before 10, try to be awake before 6 if you can. Obviously, this times change a little bit depending where you are in the world, but these are approximates. And if you eat right around the same time every day, say for instance, 8:30, 12:30, 5:30, you will feel better in the same way as if you drink enough quality water at the proper temperature, you'll actually be hydrated. These things might seem trivial and they might seem like, yeah, duh, they're essential. The basics are the best part of any practice.